For In Motion, I'm Kurt Parker. Crude oil hits $100 a barrel. Home heating costs are expected to loom in the stratosphere this winter, and many await the moment when no one blinks at a $4 gallon of gasoline. Energy prices across the board are skyrocketing. This affects our national security, national economy, and more immediately, your pocketbook. And that doesn't even begin to speak to the impact of our addiction to fossil fuels on the environment. More and more, energy producers are looking at biofuels as a possible solution to our energy needs. Ethanol grabs the most attention as an alternative transportation fuel, but there are other biofuels that have the potential to change the landscape of how we fuel our cars and heat our homes. Hydrogen is a very environmentally friendly fuel. It burns clean and is very efficient. The one factor that is closely watched by energy producers and environmentalists is how much fuel is required to make a biofuel. Efficient biofuel production is the key to success. Dr. Bruce E.Logan, Cappy Professor of Environmental Engineering at Penn State, sees a hydrogen economy not so far in the future.
Most hydrogen is currently made from fossil fuels, and so if you use a fossil fuel to make hydrogen, you're not really solving the issue of where does the carbon come from. You need to develop renewable methods of making hydrogen, not methods that depend on fossil fuels.
Dr. Logan, along with fellow researchers, have suggested a method for converting cellulose and other biodegradable organic materials directly into hydrogen.
This is a process where bacteria break down organic matter, they eat things, and they break it down into protons and electrons. And we put this in a specially designed fuel cell, kind of like a battery, where the bacteria are releasing electrons and they're flowing in a circuit. And they're recombining with something in water, protons, to make hydrogen. So basically, the bacteria eat food, we boost the energy they produced a little bit, and hydrogen is evolved from the reactor.
The real eye-opener for this method is the fact that a smaller amount of energy is used compared to conventional methods of making hydrogen.
We can take water and split it into hydrogen and oxygen. It takes a lot of energy to do that. Bacteria can break down organic matter, and that requires no energy at all. But they can't break down organic matter and make hydrogen the way that we want to. So we have to add in a little bit of energy to make that possible. But we end up adding only about 1/10 of the energy that you need to electrolyze water. So we're making use of all this energy that the bacteria are making and then just adding in just a little bit more to make it possible.
If this method can be proven on a large scale, there might come a day when every municipality will have its own hydrogen plant that feeds local filling stations.
I think this can be made that hydrogen can be made with this process in very localized ways, but I still think as a process of making the hydrogen and probably compressing it and using it in different devices is going to require that this is done in a relatively higher technology plant. So I do think it would be more centralized, much like there's one wastewater treatment plant in the town. I think this would be the same sort of thing. It could be relatively localized, but it would still be centrally localized. So State College could have one place that they make hydrogen.
For In Motion, I'm Kurt Parker.